Greetings, fellow travelers in this worldwide web of internet skenomedy. It is I, Stewie Dark of Invisible Id, welcoming you back to my little tiny neck of the woods. This video comes almost 3.5 months after No Man's Sky was released by Goodbye Gamers. I mean, Hello Games. When that game first came out, I was completely like thousands of other gamers, way into it, way looking forward to it, and yes, was also, in some ways, on the hype train. They basically showed us, this is what the game is, this is what the game is, this is what the game is. We all paid our money, got the game, and the game was kind of that, and kind of this, and none of that. And so after about 3 or 4 days, I noticed the repetition. I still was digging playing the game, and I played it for about 2.5 weeks, and then finally, after not watching any YouTube videos and reviews and whatnot, because I didn't want to have any spoilers, and I still don't know what's at the center of the universe, but after 2.5 weeks of being somewhat, finally catching up with the rest of so many thousands of other gamers that were basically disappointed because we put our money out for this indie game that was a AAA price, and like a third of the game functionality, game features in the game that were shown to us that were a part of the game were missing. So after like close to 3 weeks of playing the game, I myself said, okay, I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to wait for 6 months or so until they actually update the game with what I paid for and what was supposed to be in the game. Now, we all know that there's hundreds of thousands of different variations of those creatures, but what we all found was that, yeah, we had the mushroom bouncing guys and the these guys and the that guys, but where were the herds of creatures? They don't exist. Where was the type of situations with the environments that we would see with the characteristics of the creatures in those environments that were shown in these demos that don't exist? Case in point, the giant dinosaurs and the giant purpley guy coming out of the forest, breaking the trees open and roar, scaring the antelopes and stuff. That kind of environmental situation and characteristics of the creatures did not exist whatsoever. There was no herding creatures, none of that. There were no biomes that were just the sand planets with giant worms and all of this. And yeah, we all know that Hello Games went through this ASA or whatever thing, not a legality thing like, false advertising. Somehow recently that's been dropped because I guess the excuse is, well, somewhere in the game that stuff may exist. My main gripe was, and I'll be done at this point, this is not really the point of this whole video. My main gripe was the Alliance Wars that look like Star Wars. They don't exist. Non-existent, period. Now, recently, Goodbye Gamers, Hello Games, made last week, updated the game with this huge update called Foundation. And basically they released some demo footage of what is this new update called the Foundation. So the Foundation enables you to build bases, to purchase and design or upgrade bases and upgrade and purchase huge freighters, and it comes with the 3 different, the creative mode, normal mode, and survival mode of playing the game and whatnot. So now it's kind of like becoming more of a Minecraft thing. Personally, I didn't buy the game to build bases. I bought the game for what they showed us the game was about. Exploration and the Alliance Wars and all that kind of stuff. And so they released this Foundation, and I'm sure it's very cool. Let me preface any more comments with, I'm not basically playing the game. Right now, this is like in early December. So I'm not going to be playing the game until next summer or so. Possibly by then, the company Goodbye Gamers, Hello Games, may have finally updated the game with gaming functionality and features that were the features that were shown to us that were supposed to be a part of the game. So my, I guess, problem with this update, which it's very cool for people that enjoy building stuff, okay, whatever, and the survival mode, which I guess is near impossible or whatever to play, so, that's kind of cool actually. But my thing is, you guys were invisible and without any communication to us people that bought your game, I'm not going to say fans, people that bought your game, and with all of these features that were minused, that aren't a part of the game, and you took this last 3 months of being invisible and not talking to us and giving us any information about what was going on, which was, you know, you lost a lot of your fan base, man. And then instead of working on the stuff that you showed us that was supposed to be in the game that wasn't, instead of working on that stuff, okay, you worked on this. Now, I'm sure in some magazine articles and stuff, Sean Murray and whatnot commented on the fact that it's some, you know, I know that they commented that there's going to be future updates and this and that and whatever, and probably mentioned that base building and stuff. I'm sure that probably happened. And there were also, like, apparently some vehicles and things like this. But I still, man, dudes, I can't, you know, it's like, really? You could have taken that 3 months to appease us, to put in the game, you know, those giant sandworms and the desert biomes and the ability to not have aliens as just a menu system, but actual aliens that you could relate with or whatever. And then the Alliance Wars, yada, yada, yada. All the stuff that was supposed to be in the game that's not. Instead, you chose to work on this, which, again, I'm not playing the game until probably summer or next Christmas of 2017, because I want to play the game when the game is what you showed us it was to be. So, and this stuff is really cool, and I know you've added some terrain things, apparently, to make the terrain more vibrant, or to have different biomes in some respects, and texture-y things, and some graphical things, and some bug fixes and whatnot, and, you know, in these bases that you build, you can transport from anywhere in the galaxy back to it instantly. Okay, that's cool. It kind of workarounds and things. And the ability to farm, you know, and this kind of stuff. I get it. That's all really cool additions. But see, the whole point of this video, which I'm sure some other people will probably agree with, is why didn't you spend the 3.5 months working on the stuff that you didn't put in the game, that you showed us in the demos, would be in the game at release? Why? It makes no bloody sense. Shah! Out the window. Boom! So, but like I said, at some point, I will be playing it. You know, once there's like another major update and another update and another major update and all these major updates, and then finally it's like, hey, guess what? We put the Alliance Wars in there, we put this in there, we put that in there. And probably what I'll do is I'll just start the game over again and pretend that that year never really took place, and that, whoa, look at this new game that came out. Now, granted, you know, I am not a hater of No Man's Sky. I am more of like just a disappointier. if I can make it, you can make it that word, why not? I'm a disappointier. You know, I'm disappointed, you know? And so, you know, I love the game, and I have a whole bunch of videos that I did when I was first playing the game, and I totally dug what was there. But like everyone else, it was like, wait, you know, this isn't even, this is like half of what you really portrayed as what the game was going to be. And then you took this time, I know I'm repeating myself, you took this time to work on all this other additional stuff. I mean, okay, you can have a freighter and carry all your stuff in it. You know, but still, where's the Alliance Wars? Where's all this other stuff? Okay, now the aliens, you can hire them to work in your ship. Cool. These are all cool additions. But in, you know, in finalization of this video or whatever of my points here, it's like, I just don't understand why you didn't work on what was supposed to be in the game before adding additional content that you didn't even show us was supposed to be a part of the game early on in the demos. So, anyways, what do you guys think? You know, what do you think? Leave some comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I appreciate you dropping by and watching this video, and I'm sure there's a lot of other videos that go into more depth about all the different things that are in the update. And again, it is cool that they did put the update together, at least after 3 months of basically, to us, they were actually working on something. I think that they lost probably at least half of their fan base. And that's really unfortunate, but that's what happens when you false advertise and you don't back up your product with what the product was supposed to be, and then don't speak up for it. So, Anyways, thanks for joining in. Take care. I'm Stewie Dark of Invisible Id, and I will talk to you later.